I don't think that, like, fuck that, because this, that, and the third happened, and all that extra shit, right? The way I see it is, if these motherfuckers could make a city their own, they wouldn't need niggas in the first place. Like, the whole problem would solve itself, basically, if we just leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? These niggas ain't gonna do no UPS work. They ain't gonna work out in the sun. That's for damn sure. They'll die before they work out in the sun. I can't name, I don't even know if white people even pick plants and shit. Only motherfuckers I know that pick plants and all that shit are minorities. I've never seen a white man pick his own shit. Maybe in like a garden, like 10 feet from his house or some shit. But yeah, they don't do that. And yeah, it just it just solves itself. The same shit's gonna happen if you leave as if you fight, basically. The same exact shit. That's how I see it anyway. So you could fight them, but most likely you probably gonna lose. Honestly, motherfuckers is not even structured or none of that shit. Black Lives Matter is just a bunch of people doing whatever. Any riot these days that happens or pop off for whatever reason, it's gonna be labeled Black Lives Matter. It don't even matter, nigga. It don't matter if you're white, Mexican, Asian, whatever. If you rioting, you're Black Lives Matter. If you live a story, you're Black Lives Matter. That's how it is. So, there's no head, there's no structure. Like, gangs got more structure than Black Lives Matter, honestly. Just saying. Like, so, that's my take on that situation. Like, I would just start over from scratch. That way this shit's like 100% mine. Then when you run them motherfuckers out, then you gotta deal with the natives. They gonna pop up like, hey, we want our shit back, nigga. We still got the treaty from the motherfucking 1700s. This shit ain't never been y'all. It's never been theirs either. Y'all gonna squash all them, and now y'all gotta deal with us, nigga. Because technically it's still their shit. I'm sure they got treaties or some shit tucked away. I've been on the res. The nigga told me, technically we still got land, nigga. He sold some of his land for like 5 G's. And then he bought that shit back or some shit like that. I don't know. But that nigga said they still got land. Niggas got big ass cribs that can hold motherfucking 15 people. They only pay $50 in rent. Like, they still own the land. And $50 probably go to the tribe or some shit. Like, I've been down there. If you think that white people own this shit, white people don't own this shit. Natives still own this shit. And them niggas is broke and they ain't got no jobs, but they got big cribs. They ain't the nicest, but you know what I'm saying? It's a big size crib. I'd rather live there than in the slums or some shit. Like a native slum, but everybody knows everybody type shit. I don't know. Some of you city niggas probably never been to a native, reservation. Natives own all this shit. They own the land, and white people rent it to play games on, basically. Like, this is a rented stadium, basically. That's what America is. The big ass rented stadium to play games on. Whether it's business games or where else. Natives have the birthright to all this shit. When white man tell you he owns the shit, most likely he really don't, and he just bought the rights to say it's his. It's like a nigga in a rap video that say this chain's mine, this crib is mine. Remember MTV Cribs? Sort of like that, but white people do that, and it's native shit. That's basically what it is. And natives just sit around and get drunk and high because they got it like that, nigga. They get way more drunk and higher than we do. And motherfuckers gotta go out and hustle and do all this and that. Motherfuckers, they do that shit for fun, nigga. Like, we got it good, nigga. We just look dirty because we want to. Yeah, we look dirty because all our shit go to drugs, nigga. When you this high, you don't give a fuck. Nigga, anybody walking around and see himself like rich as fuck, like this white, he's a 3-piece suit, nigga. You know, fucking Payless kickers right here. These shits is motherfucking Balenciagas, nigga. That's how high I am. I'm feeling good, nigga. I'm so high, if nigga gave me a Rolex watch right now, I wouldn't feel nothing. Like, nah, nigga, you can keep the Rolex. I'm trying to get high. Like, that's my Rolex. Yeah. There's always someone on this land. They say this is a free land. No, it's not. If it wasn't, what the fuck are reservations for? You know what I mean? Like, This is native land. All land on earth is accounted for. There's no such thing as free land. The only land free is the land that motherfuckers don't know about that you can build an underground house in. That's why I'm doing underground housing. You got teepees, tents, whatever, and they're gonna pull up and say, hey, this is our shit, or it's native, white, black, whoever the fuck. I'm like, fuck around and shit, where the fuck Kanye West is, think that his shit's off motherfucking grid, build a tent up, and that nigga pull up and say, hey, I'm calling the cops, you need to get your ass out here. All these 15 acres is mine, yo. I'm like, but there's no Wi-Fi, there's no this and that. I don't give a fuck, it's my shit, nigga. Like, we're gonna make you move and take all your shit somewhere else. They can't do that shit underground, though. No one owns underground. That's the only land that's not accounted for. Yeah, you might say, what about drilling and shit? But just go to a place where they ain't drilling. Like, that shit won't last forever. If enough people leave, there won't be any drilling happening. Trust me. And most motherfucking millennials and shit, they don't drive cars and shit. And if they do, it's probably electric or some shit. Like, I live in North Dakota. The oil field is going down. That's why we're about to move. So, no one's buying oil. Fossil fuels is pretty much becoming obsolete. Like, all that shit's dead. Fossil fuels is probably gonna end up like coal. Like, we just use that to light cigarettes or blunts or some shit. You know what I'm saying? If even that. Like, all coal is really used for is for barbecues. If it were for barbecues, coal would be obsolete. That's the only thing keeping coal, like, in the house. Hey, you got coal? I got charcoal, nigga. Like, how do you make a fire? I use a fire starter and kindling. Like, I don't use no coal. Like, that soot's gonna get all fuck up the chimney, fuck up the house and shit. Fuck that. I ain't using no motherfucking coal. I use coal in 2 weeks. Motherfucking chimney sweep dude gonna be down here, like, cleaning out all that fucking soot. Like, bad enough with the wood burning. So, you just gotta think smart. Motherfuckers already think that you're fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Just off bat, just because you do shit that requires pretty much no mind. Like, you ain't gotta think about it. You can take the fight, you don't really think. You just do muscle memory. Basically. That's all it's just practicing shit. But, technique and memory of what to do in a certain situation. That's all fighting really is. Fight real brute shit, whatever the fuck you wanna call it. Like, oh, that's my take on that shit. Underground nigga won't ever know. As long as you do that shit right and keep that shit covered, motherfucker won't know. You're gonna sit here and deal with all this shit. Have fun with that. It's gonna be a long ass battle. You know if shit gets too bad, these niggas gonna call in for help any motherfucking way. From England or some shit. You get one of these niggas to help them. Probably Africans, nigga. Like, wouldn't that be a trip if we was whipping their ass and then they call Africa and Africa started stomping our asses? Like, like, nigga, what the fuck you think? We sold you to them. Like, we kind of have to help them. Like, oh, your product is dysfunctioning, huh? We're a small fee. We might can go over there and help. I'm serious, nigga. Like, you can't trust a nigga that sold you out. Like, don't be fucking stupid. They already cut our ass once. Let's not look stupid again.